so we know from various studies that if your B12 is below 500 picomoles per liter, which is roughly 650 picograms per milliliter in the US, that you can actually get demyelination of your axons because your body's constantly breaking down and being repaired, and B12 is required for DNA synthesis and new cells to form. And so if you don't have enough B12, you get the breakdown, but you don't get the repair. And so your myelination, the myelin on your axons are breaking down constantly. And if you don't have enough B12, you can't regrow them. So you get demyelination. And so we know that under 500 picomoles per liter, 650-ish, 700 picograms per milliliter, you can actually get demyelination. Now, the reference range goes from 150 picograms per milliliter to 900, 1,000. And it depends on each and every lab, because all these labs, that's the whole thing of revolutionized medicine. If we actually used objective reference ranges instead of just averages for that lab, because the average person is sick and malnourished. 80% of the calories consumed in America and Europe and the rest of the world really are from plants, and plants don't contain B12. And so you have a vegetarian population basically, and you're checking their average B12 and saying, well, everybody's in this average. Well, it's an average. Of course they're in the average, but all those people are deficient. So because everyone's deficient, now no one's deficient because it's hidden in that average. But if you're below 650, 700, you can actually get demyelination. Oxford University published a paper in 2008 that showed that under 500 picomoles per liter, 650 picograms per milliliter, down to like 300 picomoles per milliliter, 450, whatever, picograms, and lower, that people were actually getting so much demyelination of their white matter that their brains were shrinking by 2.5 to 5.5% every 5 years. And that's my theory as well. Why do our brains shrink? We accept that. We say our brains just shrink as we age, even though no other animal on Earth sees this, none. And so we accept that our brains just rot out of our brains. Okay, but if we're losing 0.5% to 1% of our brain per year because we're in the normal reference range for B12, after 30, 40 years, your brain is going to be shriveled up. And if you look at case reports, there's a case report in 1997 of a baby with 6-month-old baby who's child of vegetarian parents who had severe atrophy. Well, that wasn't even atrophy, just failure of development of their white matter tracts and their brain. And so it's very, very shriveled atrophy. It looked exactly like an 80-year-old patient with Alzheimer's, well, with dementia. And then with daily B12 replacement, after 5 months, it swelled up significantly. It looked like basically a healthy 40-year-old brain, but it didn't look like a 1-year-old brain like it should have. And so, but that's so looks like an 80-year-old brain. A 6-month-old baby with severe B12 deficiency looks like an 80-year-old brain. So why are we calling that 80-year-old brain normal? Yeah, and then you give them B12, all of a sudden it looks like a 40-year-old brain 5 months down the track. So I don't think that's age-related atrophy. I think that's malnutrition over time. And I'll bring up the images here in a second, but that is why I think that people with MS are actually seeing reduction in their lesions, because they're just getting the basic nutrition that we need. And so working in neurosurgery, I've seen dramatic recoveries from a neurological perspective, more than I would have expected, because normally we don't expect the brain and the nerves to heal all that well. Well, it doesn't surprise me now because we've been malnourished. We don't have these nutrients like B12 that are allowing your brain to heal. Like if your B12 is at a level that is so low that you are getting demyelination, how the hell do you expect to remyelinate your nerves from MS? I mean, it's not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. But then people do this and they're eating the fat, they're eating the meat, they're having some liver, they're getting their B12 and vitamin D up, and their DHEA and LDL and all that sort of, or DHA and EPA and LDL. They're getting all of those things up in proportion. Now the body can actually start healing, which we don't think is possible as doctors and clinicians because we just don't see it. And we think that the brain shrinking over time is normal because we just see it. It is the norm, but that doesn't mean that it is normal. It doesn't mean that that's supposed to happen. And so that's sort of my thought on this. I'm gonna share this with me while it's on my mind here, because I think it's really dramatic. So this is this, but I'll say this for everybody else's benefit. This is very typical of a baby's brain. So all the gray stuff is just brain. These little dark parts here, those are the ventricles, and they're very small. So sort of small here as well. There's no space around the outside. There's no gap. It's like, oh, we have a little bit of fluid space in adults. In kids, it's maxed out. It's pushing against the wall, and that's actually how the skull grows. The growth of the brain pushes out on the inside of the skull and actually grows the bones of the skull. So that's normal for it's like a 20-month-old baby. I think in that one. This is that case report. Okay, and when you zoom in like this, and you didn't know that this was a baby, that look, you tell me if I'm wrong here, but that looks very typical for like an 80-year-old brain. That looks pretty typical for
Yeah,
a
the big
healthy 40-year-old
big
brain.
ventricles. I
Hmm.
mean, I see like you look at the edge, you could see that would be called, just atrophy of the brain. I mean, you
Hmm.
can see this in, I don't read CAT scans of the head, but you can see it right away.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's not a healthy brain.
No, it's not. But if you put that in front of a radiologist and said that's an 80-year-old man, is that supposed to look like that? You say, yeah, that's just a normal age-related atrophy. This would be very normal for a 40-year-old brain, 35, 40-year-old brain. And this one, there's no gap around the outside. Ventricles are very small. You can't even see the temporal horns. This one now you can start seeing that. It's already getting atrophy. There's space around the outside. The ventricles are a bit more pronounced. You're seeing more space here around the brainstem, pons, things like that. Now here, much more pronounced, much more atrophy, huge ventricles, big open, wide temporal horns. That's very typical for an elderly brain. But again, this is a 6-month-old girl of vegetarian parents with severe brain shrinkage atrophy due to B12 deficiency. This is a published case report in 1997. And so this is at 6 months old, where it looks like an 80-year-old brain. And this is 5 months later, so about a year old after daily B12 replacement. So a massive improvement on that. And if you flip those around, say, okay, that's a 40-year-old brain. This is a 40-year-old brain. This is an 80-year-old brain. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal age-related atrophy. But we know that this is B12 deficiency, and we know that B12 deficiency, even as an adult, you can lose 0.5% to 1% of your brain. If that's your brain at 40 years old, and you're losing 0.5% to 1% every year, yeah, you're damn right that's what your brain's going to look like at 80. Of course it will. But with proper nutrition, it doesn't have to. And what I think is also striking here is that this went from an 80-year-old brain with B12 deficiency to non B12 deficiency. Now it looks like a 40-year-old brain. Huge improvement. But it doesn't look like a 1-year-old brain. Why the hell not? Did they just lose out on their ability to develop normally? Maybe. But also, they're replacing B12 in their vegetarian parents. What about the vitamin D? What about the choline, the creatine, the carnitine, the DHA, the EPA, the cholesterol, the saturated fat? I bet her LDL is probably pretty damn low. It's not what you want when you're trying to grow a brain that is predominantly made out of cholesterol. So or largely made out of it anyway. So I think that that's why it looks like a 40-year-old brain instead of a 1-year-old brain like it should, because it's not just B12 that she's missing. She's missing all these other things. So when we have MS patients, I have an MS protocol that oh goodness, what's going on? I have an MS protocol that I put people on, and we optimize B12, we optimize vitamin D3, and we get into reference ranges the studies have shown are optimal. We certainly get them the hell out of that normal range that can actually still cause demyelination, because you're never going to regrow your myelin without if your vitamin B12 and things like that are so low that you'll get demyelination. It's never going to happen. So that's what I think anyway, and I think that's why we're seeing the improvements that we are.